We often forget the reasons for Toronto's existence as a city here in this place. It's the harbour here behind me. The British founded the old town of York here because the harbour provided safe and defensible anchorage for their ships. In the 19th century, Toronto was a bustling harbour with many wharfs and piers lining its shorelines. The daily newspapers of the time began every issue with what ships had arrived in the harbour and what news and goods they brought with them. The position of harbour master was a plum political appointment which came with prestige and a good salary for those with the right connections. For over a century, the harbour was integral to the lives of the citizens. They worked here, they probably arrived through here, they fished here for their food. In the winter, they would skate and play games here. In February of 1858, the Toronto hosted a curling bonspiel at the eastern end of the harbour. It's over that way. And over 250 people from the surrounding area poured into the city to play at the tournament. Newspapers recorded the full results, taking much precious room when the newspapers of the days on average were a single sheet consisting of 4 pages. In winter, the harbour also served a practical purpose. Men would go out onto the ice and cut huge blocks of ice which would be packed in hay and sawdust and stored in warehouses to provide ice for the city in the summer months. Today the harbour is still here, but not as commonly used by the people. It is something we travel over to get to the Toronto Islands, which were formed when the peninsula out there broke off at the eastern end during storms in 1855 and again in 1858. Today it looks as though I could walk to the islands, which is a hypothesis I will not test. But the harbour is also smaller than it once was, as can be seen by the old Harbour Commission building. This place, which once sat on a pier in the lake, and then on a shoreline, and is now half a kilometre back from the water due to a combination of landfill and lower water levels. You can't even see the harbour from it anymore. The harbour is still busy. It's one of the busiest inland ports in North America, and the harbour master is still an important position. But we often overlook and forget the role this once played in the life of our city and our city's very being, and that our city began and still is a port.